1 year ago this weekend, there was a Pacific-wide tsunami. A tsunami warning was issued for Hawaii early on the morning of February 27th, prompting a statewide evacuation of our shoreline at sunrise. The night before, a magnitude 8.8 earthquake in Chile created a series of waves that would eventually cross the Pacific Ocean. Luckily, when they arrived in Hawaii, they were too small to cause any problems. But there were lessons learned. KITV4 meteorologist Justin Fujioka went to the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center to find out what has changed there in the past year. Justin?
Laura, the center is always undergoing changes as technology and science improve, but last year's tsunami did spark some changes on its own. Motivated by the destruction following last year's earthquake and tsunami, the Chilean Navy upgraded their coastal gauges. They used to report once an hour. They now transmit data every 5 minutes. So how does this help Hawaii?
In general, it helps us from the general standpoint that we want to evaluate earthquakes and their tsunami-genic potential as quickly as possible.
Another change, the definition of a tsunami advisory. It will now be used to warn of a tsunami that may cause strong currents, small sea level changes, and minor inundation, much like what we saw in September 2009 after a powerful earthquake in Samoa. A tsunami that's a hazard to boaters and swimmers, but not large enough to require a full evacuation.
That's a big plus because with that level of alert, we can avoid a lot of the warnings that we've had in the past that were for smaller level tsunamis.
An advisory used to mean that an earthquake outside of Hawaii may have generated a tsunami, and that data is being analyzed to determine if it will be destructive or not.
Now we'll just be using our information product to alert our civil defense initially that there's a big earthquake somewhere around the Pacific. But of course it may still be elevated later on into a tsunami watch or a tsunami advisory or a tsunami warning.
The biggest change, tsunami forecasting. Pacific-wide tsunami don't happen very often, so last year's event was a good opportunity to test the accuracy of computer forecast models. Scientists say they performed very well.
I think it will help us in the future to reduce the number of unnecessary warnings while providing more accuracy for calling either a full-scale warning or an advisory level alert.
So, had the warning or advisory option been in place at this time last year, which one would the center have issued for Hawaii? Tonight at 10, preventing unnecessary evacuations. We've gone through them 3 times in the past 25 years, how improving tsunami forecasts can prevent these events in the future.